It's Monday evening and April 1st, 2024. We have an inspirational powerhouse storm developing here in the Midwest. Major winter storm develops in the eastern portions of the Midwest, bringing an April snowstorm into the Wisconsin area. Illinois and Iowa as well. Unbelievably, half an inch to an inch of snow per hour, with 1 to 2 inches at times for the Quad Cities, 1 to 2 inches an hour for Green Bay, Wisconsin, with a mesoscale developing thunderstorm activity, increasing snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour. Bullseye of 6 to 12 inches can be expected in this storm system of 29.0, possibly 28.9 inch low as it rapidly intensifies from Indianapolis, where it's 29.4, shoots up into Michigan, 29.1, 29.0, possibly 28.9, and then moves backwards, westward, against the jet stream into Lake Michigan, possibly Wisconsin, and continues to intensify. One computer model has it at 28.95 before it weakens on Thursday. The system currently this afternoon is over in northwest Missouri at 29.6. It basically moves east, a little bit southeast, passing through the St. Louis area, southern Illinois, going right through Indianapolis, and then shooting up again up north. 3 scenarios for the storm track. One track takes it into the Detroit area, and then the thing moves backwards, moving west. Another one takes it into the central parts of Michigan, then it moves backwards, moving west. Another one takes it, they take it into Michigan. The question is, how far back is it going to go? Does it go into Lake Michigan? Does it stay in the state of Michigan, or does it actually move into Wisconsin? The further east tracks, the tracks which go further east, would bring heavy snow here to the Chicago area. Chicago has seen heavy snow, heavy wet snow as late as April. The second week of April before, 8 or 9 inches fell around April 8th, April 9th. It's only April 1st today, but this storm would be occurring on April 3rd, the morning of April 3rd. Places right now, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 50% chance for seeing 6 inches or more. National Weather Service has issued a winter storm watch for Green Bay, Wisconsin, and areas to the north. But the Milwaukee National Weather Service and the Chicago National Weather Service have been in contact with each other discussing the storm. So they are working out the details of the storm. The potential exists for northwest Illinois to get several inches of snow tomorrow, but it's unlikely that this will happen due to warmer temperatures. We have this intensifying storm system, will weaken again on Thursday, and we will be left with an unseasonably cold air aloft. And this pocket of cold air will take a little while to get out of here as temperatures remain during the day in the 40s through Friday. But temperatures eventually do warm up as we head into the beginning parts of next week. Temperatures head into the 60s. Just right before this winter storm develops, we actually have a severe weather threat for areas even in the cold air north of the front, with a possible tornado or two even in the cold air north of the front. This is for places generally south of Highway 24. This would go south of the Chicago area, but the Storm Prediction Center does put Chicago at a risk of a 1 for severe weather, especially hail or damaging winds. Large waves on Lake Michigan as this winter storm develops, regardless as to whether snow or snowfall accumulation develops. 15 to 20 foot waves from Gary, Indiana, eastward, with lakeshore flooding, a serious issue along the bike trail and all of the parks in the Chicago area along the lake, tells us the National Weather Service. Well, enjoy the snow for those people that love the snow. And then remember, we have warm weather coming in for the beginning portions of next week. Thank you for listening. I wish everybody a wonderful night. You've been listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. This podcast can be found on almost every platform where podcasts are available.
Washington wants a war on wealth, but there is a solution. Learn what you can do to insulate your income and assets from the IRS. National talk show host and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution will teach you how to get a head start to be retirement tax smart with proven strategies that are saving boomers and retirees thousands in unnecessary taxes. The Hidden Wealth Solution. Visit taxessaved.com. That's taxessaved.com.
You're listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. Two inches at times into the powerhouse. It's Monday evening and April 1st, 2024. We have an inspirational powerhouse storm developing here in the Midwest. You're listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. Good afternoon. It is April 1st, 2024. You're listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. This is Simcha Lefton, weather enthusiast. The sound effects in this episode represent winter weather enthusiasts, but also represent those that like warm weather. Those of us that are just listening to the forecasts for the first time in quite a while will be totally shocked to hear that there's snow, even a heavy snowstorm on the way for portions of the Midwest.
Yes!
What makes this unique is that this storm is occurring in areas much further east than usual. And not just the North Dakota, South Dakota, even Minnesota storm. This storm is affecting portions of Wisconsin, even Illinois, portions of Iowa will be seeing snow as well. We also have precipitation falling heavily for tomorrow night.
Oh my gosh.
Now, here is the thing, it's quite tremendous. We have three possible scenarios that could set up over the region, tells us the Chicago National Weather Service. Before we get there, we're just going to talk a little bit about a severe weather potential for today into tomorrow, even for the Chicago portions, which the Storm Prediction Center has put us at a scale of 1 to 5. We're at a severe weather risk of a 1, not for the entire area, but for portions generally Chicago, a little bit further to our east as well and our south. But current National Weather Service forecasters say that really that severe threat has moved further south, but it may come further north for tomorrow. An isolated tornado is also possible, even in areas north of this warm front that has set up from a low pressure system centered in northwest Missouri. Really, the main story is the rain, heavy rain, 1 to 2 inches of rain. Some areas even getting around 2 inches. Well, we mentioned 2 inches of rain. That's what this system is producing. This system started off in eastern Colorado. It has moved into northwestern Missouri. The system is forecast to slowly move southeast overnight into southern Illinois, passing over the St. Louis area, and then starting to move northeast, probably into northwest Indiana. But the main focus becomes whether the storm is going to go into Michigan. What part in Michigan is this storm going to be hitting? We have some computer models that take this storm over to the Detroit area, and then all of the models show the storm moving backwards, retrograding. That's the terminology used. It's almost like starting to make a U-turn. The storm starts to move west. Now, we've seen storms like that before, especially in the upper Midwest. The Colorado low, for example, we've seen it this year, we've seen it last year. They tend to move west, they go over to Wisconsin, then they move west towards the Dakotas once again. But it's not as common to see it this far east, but we're getting it. It's moving into the Michigan area, then going to move west into Wisconsin, at the very least move west into Lake Michigan. But this is a very major question over here, and it needs perfect clarity in order to get the forecast right. Where exactly is the track going to go? Where exactly When is it going to start to turn west, and how far west is the system going to go? We have one scenario that puts the Chicago area set up for really very little wintry precipitation and very little wind. Lots of rain. But as the storm moves west, Chicago is just too close to the center of the storm to get any type of snow or wind from the system. Okay, we'll get some precipitation as the storm moves away, but we have the other scenarios. The other scenarios, the one that sets the Chicago area up for significant snow, puts the low pressure system moving into Michigan. It moves into Michigan. It's actually one of the higher resolution models that pushes it well into Michigan, and then when it moves west, it stays in Michigan. That setup puts heavy snow into the Chicago area.
Yes!
Especially Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, with precipitation continuing through Wednesday. Even with that setup, however, the precipitation is likely to mainly accumulate just Tuesday night, as the temperatures are just too mild, and the strong sun angle of April will limit accumulations for Wednesday. At the current time, confidence is